welcome everyone to Midweek Mindset. My name is Michelle Anantua, co-owner of Harmony's Divine Design, where I work alongside the amazing T Weaver. At Harmony's Divine Design, we work with new and seasoned entrepreneurs, helping you guys get out of that stuck place. So we do that by offering one-on-one coaching, as well as classes and products and services to help you streamline your workflow. And as always, I am here with my wonderful, wonderful co-host, Coach Kimberly James. Kim.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kimberly James, and I am the owner and creative director of Josie May, and my clients pay me to bring their vision to life. I empower them through creativity, mindset transformation, and personal growth by offering digital and physical products that reflect our unique style, craft workshops to spark your creativity, 30-day challenges to expand your mind, and one-on-one coaching to help you achieve your goals. Hey, everybody.
All right, welcome. So if this is your first time joining us for Midweek Mindset, welcome. And just to give you a little background, so the way Kim and I operate our mindsets, we pick a theme for the month. So this month we have been talking about reclaiming your rhythm. So for me, that means finding your new norm, right? We go through life. Sometimes there's changes that we place ourselves in and some that are unintentional. And when we go through that, it can kind of knock us off our rocker, so to speak, right? It knocks us out of alignment. What we're accustomed to may no longer be an option. So with this month, we are talking about how exactly do we navigate that space and what does that even look like? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Kim because she does have a presentation for you guys. And once she wraps up, we will definitely chat and talk about it more. So, Kim, it's all yours.
Yeah. All right. Can you see my screen?
It's loading. Give it a yeah, there we go.
All right. Okay, so we're heading into week 3. This month's topic is about reclaiming your rhythm. Week 1, we talked about tuning out the noise and turning up our own frequency. Week 2, we talked about presence over pressure. And week 3, we're going to talk about move like you mean it. So week 3 is all about action. It's not about planning. It's not about thinking. It's about movement, because confidence doesn't happen in your seat. It happens when you actually get up on your feet. But most of us, we freeze. So why do we freeze? There are a couple of different ways, but the top 3 are fear of failure. This fear creates artificial boundaries that limit your potential growth and learning. Fear of failure is the paralyzing worry that making a mistake will define us, but it's actually keeping us rooted in place, kind of like a weed. The other thing is waiting for the perfect time. The myth of someday robs us of opportunities for today. The perfect opportunity doesn't actually happen. You actually have to make it happen. It's never going to just be there. It's like, oh, at the perfect time. Nope, that rarely happens. Another thing is overthinking every step. So we overthink, we create mental obstacles that didn't exist until we imagined them. And people call this analysis paralysis, and it traps us in the endless loop of planning. So failure is going to happen, but it's how you handle it. So every attempt teaches us what works and what doesn't. So that's how we're going to reframe it. So you know that mistakes are going to happen, failures are going to happen, but just reframe your brain into thinking, okay, now that this didn't happen and it didn't work the way I planned it the first time, you can use that as motivation for the next time you try something. So what worked, okay, repeat it. What doesn't work, toss that to the side. These lessons become your competitive advantage and accelerate your growth. Mistakes build muscle. Just like physical strength comes from resistance, emotional and mental resistance develops through overcoming setbacks. Your recovery speed improves with practice. Realignment beats regret. Have you ever regretted doing something? You should have done it, you didn't do it. But pivoting through your mishap is much better than living a life of regret. One of my coaches often tells me that he fails more than most because he tries more than most. So if you stumble, use that as intel. It's a training ground, use it as boot camp. Every misstep is a signpost. Less here, more there. That's a powerful insight that gives you a competitive advantage. And then you combine that with your unique life experience, it's golden. So many movements equal momentum or lead to momentum. So you decide to do something, make quick decisions on small actions, and then execute immediately. Don't get stuck in the analysis paralysis. Small wins spark next moves. Each complete action, no matter how small, releases dopamine that fuels motivation for the next step. Because every time you do something and you win, it makes you feel good. You want that feeling all over again. And then that leads to momentum. So regular action creates a force that makes subsequent actions easier and more natural. So when I was a kid, I used to love to roller skate. And my aunt and uncle lived on a street that was paved and it had a nice steep hill. It was tough going up the hill. It felt slow, it was hard, and honestly, sometimes I questioned if it was even worth it. But coming down that ride, it was pure joy. Momentum, ease, flow. I wasn't even thinking, I was just moving. And life shows you it's exactly the same thing. So every step that you take, especially when you don't feel like it, it's like climbing a hill. It's resistance, it's discipline, it's courage. But eventually, you're at the top of the hill and the momentum kicks in. And that's a rhythm that you don't want to stop. So today, if it feels hard, if movement is slow, keep going because your ride downhill is coming. Many movements might feel small, but they are strategic resistant killers. They build the slope for your breakthrough. So breathe, reset techniques. We often will have failures and then we come to the point where it's time to move and we don't move. But instead of getting stuck in that place, as soon as you feel stuck, try a technique. A couple of them are snap and breathe. Snap your fingers, or what I like to do is put a rubber band on my wrist and I pop it, and then just breathe in and breathe out. So hold for 4, exhale for 6, and then say, I move with trust. Try an anchor statement. Place your hand on your chest, say, I am safe, I am steady, and I am strong. Or try the rhythm tap. Tap your heart gently, feel the beat, and let it glide your breath. This is my rhythm. So, affirmation for today. I trust myself enough to take the next step. Tattoo that into your brain because when you believe it, you are it. You know, like we used to tell the kids, if you believe it, you can achieve it. Same thing with us. We have to go back to the basics. With our kids, we see how fearless they are with everything that they do. We need to develop some of that again. So write this affirmation down, say it daily, and then use it as a launch trigger for yourself. I trust myself enough to take the next step. So declare it, share it, and take action. Speak it loud. So verbalize your intention with conviction. Speaking activates different neural pathways that thinking, making your commitment more concrete. So if you're thinking it, if you verbalize it, that gives you more validity. Commit publicly. Share your brave next step with someone who supports you. This is why it's important to have accountability partners because we can say we're going to do something to ourselves, but when you share it publicly, you actually have to. Someone is holding you accountable for what you say that you're going to do. I know for me, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do something and not do it because I'm a woman of my word. So I'm always going to do what I say I'm going to do. And then the last one is take action within 24 hours. Take at least one small step towards your goal. One small step. The power of your declaration diminishes with time. So just take one small step. So, what's one small step you can take today for your goals? One small step. What's one thing?
Well, for me, it's always about time, right? I'm a mom, a wife, I have a house, I have all the responsibilities, and sometimes it feels like there is just not enough time in the day to get everything done. So, my little secret is, especially when it comes to my business and in the very beginning of it, with finding the time, it was carving out simply a half an hour. That meant that I looked at one less episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. you know, that meant that my nap, instead of for being an hour and a half, it became an hour. You know, I had to put it on a scale, so to speak, of what it is that I really wanted versus the actions that I were doing. Because my biggest thing, as you mentioned, is accountability, right? If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to show up and do it. But it's different when you're the one that has to hold yourself accountable, because it's very easy for us to say, you know what, I'll go ahead and do that tomorrow. Right? And we know we have to get it done, and we have to get it out. But sometimes we do what I like to call productive procrastination, which is we do all the other things, but the things that we're actually supposed to be doing.
And then once you do that thing that you've been putting off doing for so long, it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that hard. It didn't take that much time.
That's
Just
true.
just do the thing. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to leave your list.
Right.
It's not going to magically disappear.
And that is true. That is true. So for me, it's challenging myself to make sure I make time to show up. So whether it's for my business or whether it's for something for my family, you know, I need to make sure that not only am I just showing up, but as we spoke, I believe it was last week, we have to be present when we show up as well. So, many times we are just in the action of being there, but not being mindful of exactly where there is, what's going on, what are the conversations, what is the energy in the room. You know, a lot of times we have so much on our minds that we don't even realize we're not present in a moment. It's not until we have that thing that knocks us out of whatever mindset we were in that shifts us back to where we are. And when it comes to our businesses, sometimes we need to be that shake to ourselves. We have to remind ourselves exactly what is our why and why we started this journey anyway. Why did we begin, doing this? Was it the art? Some of us, we just like the art because it's beautiful. It's something that I can create. I can implement it, in other areas, but we may not want to create a business, but still identify what's your why, because you'll be surprised how you may have started this journey thinking one thing, but as you evolve, it grows. Because I can tell you personally, for myself, did I think that I would be spearheading a midweek mindset with Kim? Absolutely not. you know, but by providing that commitment to myself and showing up for myself, it allowed God to make space for the gift that was inside of me to continue to grow and bloom. And I'm excited to see where this is going, to be honest with you. I'm nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but that's also the good part about it, is because sometimes we don't have to be in control of everything. Sometimes we need to just let be. So,
And that is difficult. Because we
Uh-huh.
talked about that. I am an A personality and I want to know all the steps before I follow anybody or anything. I need to know. And that was the one thing I had to realize that, God puts you in places. He doesn't tell you all the steps. You're just going to be told to go. And it's like, well, I need to know a little more information. And I had to learn that me not moving was being disobedient. And I think that we've talked about this before, that lack of movement. And, it's the same thing with our business. If we get a download and you're told to do something, or you get a great idea to create a product and then you hold on to it, you could be blocking somebody else's blessings because you haven't moved to do the thing. That one thing that you've created that you're still holding on to, it could be a breakthrough for somebody else. So,
I think she froze for a second. Or did
sure
I?
about it. But if you received it and you created it, hmm?
No, you have
What'd you
frozen
say?
my end for a second. You're good.
I
It
had to
was
what?
me.
My internet?
No, it was me. It wasn't you.
Oh,
You're good.
I got some timers now. What was I saying? I really do have some timers. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. It's fine. We're good. It's
You were talking about
things.
time. You were talking about godly downloads
Yes.
and when they happen.
Yes. So you receive stuff, you've created stuff, things are on your computer. And I know I've said this before, you know, my motivation for creating, because I love creating stuff. I don't always release it. And I say that I'm like Erica Badu when she says, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. I'm real sensitive about my stuff. So I don't necessarily release everything that I do. Sometimes I keep it just for me, but it wasn't just for me. So I'm learning how to release the stuff that I create, because it's not necessarily for me. Yeah, I love the stuff that I do, but if most of the stuff that I get is prophetic downloads, it's not for me. And that was the thing I had to realize, that I was being disobedient. When God gives me something and I hold on to it, I wasn't told to hold on. It wasn't for me. So I'm learning how to release that I do now and not worry about, if it's, sold in the masses, because at the end of the day, the one person that was supposed to get it will get it. That one breakthrough, they'll get it. So
That's true.
thank you, Miss T.
Welcome. And I also put in the chat, even though we get our downloads, it has to come in divine timing because you can get a download to do something right now, but it's not the time, but you will know when the time comes.
Mhm.
Hey, I got that download 6 weeks ago. Let me do it now because everybody needs it today. And they didn't need it 6 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So you have to weigh that into the process as well.
Yeah.
It's very
Get a
true.
pit in your stomach when you have to do something. You can like literally feel it.
Always. Always.
All right. So in the chat, it was mentioned that someone is not moving because they are afraid of making a mistake. And in their mind, if they don't move, they won't make a mistake. You not moving is the mistake.
Mhm.
And not taking action, that's the mistake. Because I'm going to tell you something about quote unquote mistakes. They are lessons. That's
Yeah.
all they are. And if you never place yourself out there to receive feedback, to show what it is that you're working on or whatever, how do you even know if you even made a mistake? If no one is there to sit there and say, "Hey, listen, let me guide you this way," or maybe you might want to try this. A lot of times we get so nervous and worked up about the perception of others, right? When really these are our own internalized thoughts. Because one thing that I even have to remind myself in this space is that Every time I come into a Zoom, I'm going to have to reintroduce who I am. Because even though there are some people in here that may know who I am or may know what I have done, had a class with me, there's others in here that are meeting me for the first time, right? So I have to reintroduce myself every single time. And it's the same type of concept when we're releasing our work. We're reintroducing what we do every single time we put a new product out, every single time we are diving into what it is our journey is supposed to look like, right? So making mistakes, you know what? I'd rather make a ton of mistakes than just have everything right off the bat. Because me personally, I can't grow that way. I need to hear someone say, Michelle, you might want to try it this way. Now, either I'm going to agree or not, but I'm grateful for that interaction because now it has allowed me to see something from a different perspective that I didn't see before. So,
I don't need that. But I do want to say this, the lack of movement, if you decide not to move, you're going to be in the exact same position next month, next year, because you failed to move. And that is more frightening than failing.
stagnation.
That to me is more frightening than failing.
Absolutely. Miss Clarette?
Well, once again, God has answered prayer because that's where I am right now. Um, I'm getting ready to do something Saturday. I'm going to have a Zoom. I'm going to be having a Zoom with William McCraney because he just put out these new GPTs with coloring life situations. And I have a program that I have been working on for quite a while. It started out as a GPT, and then I got scared and took it off. I stopped selling it, stopped doing anything with it. And then it kept staying on my mind and staying on my mind. So then um, we've been having all these coding classes. And then I took, the coding class here with T. So I got back on the stick again. But with me, I can never go the simple route. The steps can be just right there, and I go for all the steps. I can understand, like Kimberly says. I mean, I want to research it. I want to work with it. I want to do everything with it because of that FEAR, future events appearing real.
That's
Because
good.
everything that I'm thinking about, it's, I think it's happening now, and it's not happening now. So I'm in a tizzy with that and nervous, but I have gotten all my steps. I've just been like laying different things out. And I have a person that I've been talking to, that I feel like I'm uh, being accountable, letting them know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. But like today, it's just gripping. And so, what is really going on, I feel, yesterday I went to go to Joann's because I wanted, they've been selling these, all their furniture and stuff because, they're going out of business. And so my daughter took me there, and it was all, the building was, it was closed. And I saw it dark, nothing in the windows, no one in the parking lot.
And Joanne has been in my life, you know, over 60 years. Some Joanne's somewhere. It's been there when I've, just needed to get out of the house. It's been there when I just wanted to look at something or wanted to get an idea about something. It is such a part of me. After Mass, my friend and I, we'd have our little coupons and we go to Joanne's. Saturday nights, we went to Joanne. I have a house crap that looks like Joanne. So it just took me, and I told my daughter, and we sat there for a minute. She said, Mom, what do you want to do? And I said, I just want to sit here for a minute. I sat there for a minute, and then we went to the restaurant, and I got some banana cream pie tarts and some pasta salad. And yeah, I'm going to miss Joanne's. Joanne's was like, the friends I've met there, you go in there and you don't know anybody, and then you're exchanging something with them as you go out the door. You're a stranger asked you this, and before you know it, you're sitting down at the pattern table, and she's showing you something, and I'm showing them something. It's I didn't really think I was going to be that upset by seeing it there, and then I guess it's just always what sometimes we think of the finality of something, that something when it ends and you don't expect it to end. You think it's going to be there. And that's what I was, because Joanne's has always been there. You know, I went to Joanne's after I got divorced. When we left the courthouse, I went to Joanne with my sister. So it's just, I'm kind of upset with that. That's probably the main thing. But I have said, first of all, why in the world would you even talk to William about this? Because I mean, he's so good about different things. And then I thought to myself, you did it because you wanted to do it. You've been putting this off. It's a service. And then I even talked to an art store about it, about coming in and demoing it. And then I came out of the art store and I thought, why would you do something like that? I mean, you don't even know if it's going to work. Why would you talk to that man like that? But he didn't talk back to me like that. He said, Clara, because he knows me. I'm always in and out of there and everything. He said, Clara, I want to see that. He said, I want you to come back in here. We're going to talk about it. And there are some other people that have talked about buying part of it commercially, a person that has a class. I have people in my family who they are seeing the possibility of it commercially. I guess it's just fear. But I've got my stuff out here. I started out with ChatGPT this morning, and it gave me some information on. I did part of my website. I got a presentation ready, and I guess I'm just scared.
But that's normal. You
Yeah.
have to move in spite
Mm.
of the fear. You just have to. And most people that we admire have had fear of something, but they moved anyway. They did it anyway. And I mean, I'm working on helping someone with a female conference. And I was telling her, we were talking about ticket prices and everything. And she was like, people are not going to pay that. And I'm like, ma'am, you offer incredible value. But she was devaluing the value that she provided. I'm like, put this amount on there. We worked through it. She put it out and sold 3 tables of at $800 each.
No, that's right.
Within an hour, she called me crying. I'm like, ma'am, you got this. So you have to trust yourself, trust your instincts, and move forward. And here's the thing, even if it doesn't work the first time, use the experience of what did work. Use that as momentum for the next thing. Because everything we try is not going to work. Now, it would be great to say, yeah, everything that you put out is going to be a hit seller. Everything's going to go viral. No.
I know
You may
that's
not
right.
even get one like. But at the end of the day, somebody saw what you were doing. Whether they liked it or not, they saw what you were doing. Just keep doing it. You have to keep showing up for yourself.
And
And
let us know.
yeah, I was heartbroken about Joanne. I was there like a couple days before they closed. They were giving stuff away.
Yes,
And I
they
was
were.
just heartbroken. I mean, literally heartbroken because I am a crafter through and through. I said, if you cut me and I bleed, it's probably Mod Pod's going to come out, not blood. But it's really hard to see so many businesses that have been instrumental in our lives that are just gone. I mean, just gone. But use that as motivation too, because even though their businesses have failed, and as big as they are, we can pivot and learn from their failures. Because if they had, say for instance, Blockbuster, I'll take them. They were dominating in the 80s. They didn't pivot like Netflix did. Netflix was doing similar things. If they had pivoted and decided to go digital, they would still be in business, or they would be a big competition. But you really have to look at the market, see what is going on, and figure out what works for you and your business. Not to copy everything that everybody's doing. Not that. But if you can hop on a trend and you see like AI. I mean, AI is not going anywhere, and we're all in that space. But everybody does something a little bit different. And that's the great thing, because we can all take the same class and pull something different out of it and then go and create our own things. So use it as motivation.
And I was going to say, and Ms. Clarette, let us know when you will be talking about your GPT and all that good stuff. Drop it in Harmony and AI Fusion so we can definitely support you when you do. So you are not in this by yourself, ma'am.
Thank you.
If you come in my inbox, I'm right there. So we got you covered. And that
I'm
can
putting it out today. So everybody on up today.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm excited for you. I am. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Thanks
great
for
special
being
word.
here. Thank you both. You guys are right on it. I mean, I really needed this today. And I got it written out here. I trust myself to take the next step.
Good.
T, you have your hand up.
Yeah. Talking about mistakes. Some, Sometimes our mistakes aren't really mistakes. It'll work. It'll work for other people. So you have to look at it that way as well. You know, um, I, I I had created something that I really didn't like about 2 years ago, and I put it in a shop. I mean, it was Father's Day, and Michelle knew exactly which one I'm talking about. It was a man and a son. I thought the man's head was too big, but I put it in the shop anyway. That Father's Day that year was our bestseller digital clip art. I think we sold almost 100
Yeah.
of those pieces. So sometimes our mistakes are really our mistakes. It's really for somebody else.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
Very true.
I agree. Kristen, and it's so funny. Um, I say this to Kristen all the time. I call her a treasure chest. And the reason I call her a treasure chest is because we do not realize how many gems we hold within ourselves. The things to us that come off as common knowledge or everyday or just as simple to us, like it has been stated here, it can be the missing piece to someone else. That one little missing piece of the puzzle. So even though we step into these elements that make us feel fearful, that raises our anxiety, that makes us sometimes overthink, it's because we're coming towards a breakthrough. I cannot remember any moment of growth for me personally that was just like, you know what? It's as easy as a feather. Just glide on through. No. Every moment of growth that I had to stumble in some way, whether literally or figuratively, you know. But if it wasn't for those bumps, because I don't like saying mistakes and I don't like saying failures. That to me. Mm-mm. But when I hit those bumps in the road, at this point, even when they've been much, I still find a moment of gratitude within it. I can emotionally feel like a whole tornado on the inside with everything like, why? But I take a moment and I'm thankful because I know that number one, the season that I'm in is not going to last always. Number two, by me knowing that and being reassured in that, it keeps my faith strong. It keeps my faith that, guess what? There is something beyond me, greater than me, regardless. I don't care what title you give, but there is something greater beyond us that is helping and aligning and pulling and moving us forward. And I find peace and comfort in that, even when I may not be able to identify it around me in that moment. That is what I hold in my heart to push through those times. Because believe me, there are times where Coach Michelle, and I'm pretty sure the other coaches in here too can say, we get a little nervous showing up. We get the anxiety showing up. Sometimes it's like throwing it at a dartboard and seeing if it sticks. We're trying to figure this out and navigate with you guys as well. So together, as we work together, as we learn from together, we're actually creating the blueprint that each one of us needs to accept. That's my spiel.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you recall a time when one small step led to something unexpectedly big? I was thinking the same thing.
Taking coaching classes with Kim or being in my coaching cohort.
I mean, or even, go back to just joining Cocoa Twins.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started following Misha, I was one of the, the black screens
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I turned on my camera, and then eventually I asked a question, and then eventually I purchased some classes and some art. So, I mean, those small steps definitely made big impacts because, joining Martine's class was amazing, and being with the other coaches was amazing. But I never would have done that if I just stayed in my corner, because I'm an introvert. If y'all don't know, I'm an introvert. I love being in the background. So this coming out it's a bit much. It's a lot of anxiety and a little Xanax.
It is.
Being honest.
You know what, Kim, I'm gonna have you laughing. I got you beat. So you were a black box. At least you were on the Zoom.
Oh.
I was listening behind T screen.
Oh.
So I wasn't even established. In the beginning, I was the one over the shoulder. Let me listen to what this. Wait a minute, what she say now? You can do what now? And I'll be very honest with you guys. I in the beginning I did not think that I had a space here. That I honestly thought I wouldn't fit in here because it it geared towards the creative, and even though I'm creative, for me, my creativity is more so of a sense of therapy for me, right? Like I can create the great pictures, I can create all of that, but for me, that is my I'm gonna go ahead and tinker and see what I get.
Mhm.
So being that I had that type of relationship with the art, it was kind of hard for me at first trying to find my footing because I'm a very business minded person. I love helping you guys literally identify the greatness that's in you. That is something that when the light bulbs go off when I talk to you, you have no idea how much joy I get. And it ain't got nothing to do with me. Just watching you guys get that aha moment that, oh, snap, you know what? I'll be sitting on the other side of the computer like, I told you. I told you. Because I'm celebrating your journey, your strength. So, oh yeah, that one little step was coming from behind T and saying, I think I'll go into a Misha class.
Funny.
No, 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 no. Actually, you eavesdropping.
I said I'm
When Misha
behind you.
when Misha first started talking about TikTok,
Mm,
your very first thing with Misha was teaching a TikTok class by eavesdropping over my shoulder.
yes, yes, touche. You're right. And from that class, that is actually how I met Talia because she won the bonus that I was giving away in that class. So, that goes to show you how we might think we land up in places by accident. There's no accidents. There's no coincidence. It's you as T even mentioned earlier, it's divine timing. We say and speak out into the world our dreams. We pray about what it is that we want. We hold all these feelings and things deep down. And it's funny when God's like, okay, well, let me go ahead and put you in a room that you need to be in. Let me go ahead and connect you to that person, as Miss Clarette was saying, at a Joanne store that could give you the insight that you needed for a pattern. Oh, go ahead over here to Coco Twins and see what's posted on the YouTube. It might give you the answer for the journal you're working on. You know, we may not see the bigger picture and the bigger scale at the moment, but please believe it's beyond us. Even in this moment right now, it's beyond Kim and I. It's about all of us and the connection and the community of it all. Yeah.
Totally agree with that. So, anybody else? Can you recall a time when one small step led to something unexpectedly big?
I can.
Yes, ma'am.
It's what's behind Michelle, mine, and T Weaver's screen. It is something that we worked on as a group, and it was a simple idea that's turned in something amazing.
You want to talk about it?
Uh, I'll get that. I'll let Michelle do it because she had a video she wanted to share, so I'll let her do it. But yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do the video in just a second, but just to go. For those that may not know, Coach Kristen. was actually my coachee. And when we first started this journey together, um, it was a lot of fear from both of our sides. One being, I'm a brand new coach. I'm trying to figure this thing out. And for her, she is entrusting me with her journey. And over the time that we spent together, we were able to build not just a coachy coaching relationship, but an actual friendship, a genuine friendship between she and I. And over the time of coaching her, and even now as we work together, I've seen the growth that has happened. And and the crazy thing is, it happened simultaneously. Like when she would have a growth spurt, I would have a growth spurt, and it was very weird. But
Alignment.
yeah, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And T, she was also in alignment with this as well. It was a conversation. So what you see in the three of our windows is actually Timeless Vision. Timeless Vision is a women focused group for women 35 and up that are navigating this wonderful, crazy thing we call life, right? From motherhood to perimenopause to menopause to postmenopause and all these things in between. Um, this is pretty much that group. It's that group to talk about those topics that maybe we did not have feel or have the space to discuss in prior situations of just being a woman and what that entails, how that works in this creative space as a entrepreneur, and overall just trying to navigate. So I do have a really quick video from last night's launch that I wanted to go ahead and share on my screen, because if you wanted to get an idea of Timeless Vision in one of the modules called the Gray Circle, Kristen put a really good and funny spin on it last night. So let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys so I can share it. So let me do this. Pull it up. So pause.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay. The gray circle. Okay, there's women in here. There's no men. So
You're not sharing your screen, Shell.
Wait a minute,
I'm
wait
not
a
going to
minute, wait a
sugarcoat
minute.
it.
Okay, hold on, because I got a lot going on. Kristen started talking. All right, let me go ahead and do this.
Okay, the gray circle is when you
Can
have
you
that
hear it?
moment in life that you sneeze and other things happen. Okay, when you laugh and you're like, oh wait, I have that ability to get to that place in time, or the brain fog, or the night sweat, or the oh my goodness, is it like 95 in here when it's 38 degrees outside? Or when you go to the daggone kitchen and say, now what was it that I come in here for? Or looking for your glasses that are sitting on top of your head. Okay? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay.
So that was Kristen's version of the Gray Circle, which is a module that is in our school platform. So last night we officially launched it. Um, and we are so excited. Kim is going to be assisting us and collaborating with us on that platform as well, which I'm excited for. And I'm really looking forward to grow. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat for those of you interested. But yeah, Timeless Vision, it's a place for a lady to not just be a lady, but be the woman that she is too. Okay. So,
Plus, there's a Facebook page. You want to drop that too?
yes, I will drop both of them in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And Nikki, I know you had your hand up. Did you have something you wanted to say? She might have stepped away. I did step away. Okay, I said, Lena, did they call my name? She said, yeah. Okay, so here I am. I'm back, and I'm going back to a question 1,500 million years ago because I stepped away a while ago. Um, Kim was asking, is there anything that you did that gave you the because I forgot how you put it. Um, but then it turned out in a way that was positive for you, something
Mm-hmm.
that you hadn't thought that you did, that you didn't think you would do. Mine was when I did not understand Mid-Journey, and everybody seemed to understand it except me. And I didn't know anybody in the group really. And then one day, this chick named Clarette said, is there anybody who wants to do a Zoom after this? Because I didn't understand what this was. That was my first time joining something. That was my first time representing me in something to say, you know what, somebody's offering. I don't know what I'm doing. I recognize this voice because I didn't know anybody. I'd already claimed Talia as my cousin in my head, and I didn't know her from Adam, and she didn't know me either. Um, but stepping out with Clarette that first time, and then in that group of people on the Zoom, Talia was there. Sugar was there. And I knew Sugar's voice. And like I said, Talia was already my cousin in my head. Um, and it was just like, what is going on here? Regina was there. Pat was there. And, and I said, wow. I said to someone I don't understand, but it was Clarette who, that chick right there, who brought me out um to, and now I feel connected. That's the first time I ever felt connected was when um Claret offered, because I didn't know, when I went into the group, I was like, I don't know R bots, I don't know V bots, I don't know anything because I didn't understand it. Um, and so yes, that's actually how I became a Coco twin, and I not a Coco twin, I became a goal friend. And I'm putting that in quotation marks because I didn't have any friends in the group. I was just there. So thank you, Claret.
You're certainly welcome. And I do remember on that day, we were all going through the instructions of whose ever class we were all in because Vicki was right. We just all just going around it. And there was an image of a girl. Do you remember the girl in the yellow top or something? And Nikki said, "Oh, I want that." And I was remember thinking to myself, "Oh, I don't want to give that to her." And I said, "Oh, okay, I'll send it to I mean, we just work things out. And I am always asking that chick about her art. And y'all know what Nikki's art looks like. So, case closed.
I keep on telling Nikki I'm gonna raid her Mid-Journey. She think I'm playing.
Yeah,
We gonna get the pictures up, man.
hands up.
So T, I just heard what she
Knew it.
said.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I had just turned my mic on. Yes, Nikki has gotten her art up and her art out. So leave her alone.
No, I took it down. Um, I took it down because
you know what happened? I went to a class and they said, no, 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 you can't put things up there unless people like you have to know what they want and you can't just put stuff that you like. And I was like, dang, blast it. And so and so I
I'm
Nikki,
turning my camera off if you
Nikki,
can't see me. I'm turning my camera off. Bye.
Nikki.
Bye. I'm going.
Put it
If
back
you
up.
don't put those listings back
Put it
up,
back
I
up.
am too.
ma'am,
I am too, T.
put them back up, ma'am.
Put it back up.
Please and thank you. Today, we love
Nikki
you.
Marie.
Oh, okay.
you
Well,
know
then
what?
I'm staying back here.
You know what? What you can do is kiss my grit. That's what you can do. Um, so anyway, now I'm leaving. Why are you throwing your shoe at the camera? Okay, I will. Thank you. See, showing you, okay, here's another one. Showing you all my art because I didn't know what I was doing. I did that with so much angst because I'm like, I'm so all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. And just to put that into a group of people who did not know me, the art side of me, right? Um, they just knew the face side of me. Nope. You are blocked if you just said salt, not sugar. You are blocked.
Well, block me too.
But to show that to you all was big for me because I was letting you behind a veil, but it was because I knew I was in a safe space and that you all understood that I'm all over the place. So my art would be all over the place. But trying to I was still trying to say, well, I'm sorry. I can't think of the word that I want to use, but I was basically apologizing for being all over the place or saying, I'm so sorry, I'm all over the place. Why I'm all over the place? I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, but that's what I was showing you. I was showing you my confusion. I was showing you the wild thoughts, right? The things that didn't have categories and I didn't know what things were. That's what I was showing you. And I was in a safe space to do that because I was asking questions. Um, yeah. hmm
And get
That
back
was
in
a
that
big one
safe
for
space
me.
and put that art up. I'm not playing with you, Miss Nikki. No. Get back in that safe place and put that art up.
Yep.
I'm gonna hound you for that. You know that, right? Okay. Bye.
You know your URL address.
I'm sorry, I just came back. Nikki, did you say you took your stuff down? No, no, no,
and
no. Did you?
and did
Nikki,
It'll be back up. It'll be back up.
Nikki, I'm asking you because we have a conversation coming up very soon about what's going on with Visionary and what you're going to do in it. I
hmm
need you to be extremely prepared and do everything you need to do to get that stuff back up. And let's get your motivation going in the direction that it was going instead of 3 steps behind you. Because, girl, if I can do it and everybody else can do it, I know you can do it. So please stop putting yourself on the back burner and put that art and everything else back up where it belongs because you, ma'am, are worth everything. And what you have is amazing.
you know what, SAW? Um, because I remember the first time you said that and I started calling you Saw in my head. Um, Do you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-uh.
You called yourself a essay woman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I've been calling you soft. Um, I am so proud of you, and I had to fight that. Well, no, it was actually no, it was not even a voice because I was so happy for you to see where you are. But you're the first person that I didn't feel, oh my goodness, these people just started and I'm still way behind them and it's been 18 months. You were the first person that I didn't feel that way because I heard how you started, and you started like me with the tears and the confusion and all of the questions, and there was so much going on with your husband. I remember when you started, but I'm in the back just praying for people, right? You all didn't know me. Actually nobody knew me. But to see where you are now, and then I looked up and you went from a saw to a mod. I said, that's what's up. So I I I can, and T definitely made me feel like I can. So
You can because you're an amazing human being, Nikki. And thank you for all the prayers. And I appreciate them with more than you'll ever know because, yes, I started in a very dark place, very dark place. But and I appreciate everything. But I want you to know that you are just as special as anybody else. So take that moment that you had, that you put all that effort into having that stuff, that product up, put it back up. Who cares? Just post it. It doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's perfect, honey. Nobody's perfect. But you're pretty damn close to perfection if you just take the time to realize how amazing you truly are, Nikki.
Now, Nikki, you know how I do my GPT. I am so frustrated that Chat GPT has changed the format for images. Yeah, I took some down, but you know what? That's it's okay. But I pivot to doing something else. So if you're going to take something down, pivot to do something else that will benefit you and others. Because
that I can do.
just because somebody said, "Oh, don't put up the art," you like every 34 GPTs that I put in my store, I like the art. I didn't care what anybody else said, and they sold until Chatty decided to change. It wasn't me that changed; the software changed. And if the software had not changed, there would be more GPTs in my store. So don't go by what everybody say. You go by what you know will sell and how you feel about your work. Because that same person who's telling you that this isn't selling, who the heck says their crap is selling? And I'm not calling people work crap, but I'm just using that word. So don't don't sell yourself short. Please don't.
I'm not. I'll put it back up. I was just trying to do what the people said, what I've always done. Try to do what the people who know the things said.
Those
So
people who said, are they feeding you? Are they paying your bill? If you leave your art up long enough, that will pay your bill and feed you. Is that what people say?
well, I'll be a uncle's uncle. No. No. Okay. All right. Okay. I will go back with my first mind with T's mind.
I mean, here's the thing. In the future, you can do a poll to see what people like, but you don't know if they like your stuff or they love your stuff because you took it down too fast. You may not even need to tweak anything. But now if your shop is up and you haven't sold anything, then that's a point where you say, okay, can somebody look at my shop? Can you see what I'm doing wrong, or, what I need to change? And then you can start polling that way. But don't take it down if you haven't given it an opportunity to be seen.
Fine. Now I'm going to Chipotle. You all have me in my emotional eating feelings. Fine. Fine.
We love you, Nikki.
You all are amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. That even, and one thing, even though we were speaking to Nikki, I know it resonated with others in this room as well. Trust yourself. It's okay to trust yourself. I had to learn it. I had to relearn it. I mean, we all do. We go through things where we like, really? Did we do that? But rebuild that trusting relationship with yourself. Because as the saying would go, everyone is going to have an opinion. Just like everyone has something else. Okay. So
belly buttons.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Belly button.
Okay. So there's nothing wrong with trusting in you, trusting what it is that you're doing, and knowing that you have what's best for you at your heart in every decision that you do, every move that you make. All right.
And Nikki, I'm gonna be a little sassy. Okay, so beg my pardon. But
come on, Saul.
what you need to tell those people that said that blah 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 blah, okay, just simply in a very nice Christian way that you would do, say, pardon me, bless your heart, but are you paying my bills? Are you putting food on my table? And last but not least, are you the one that's married to me and got a ring on my finger? And if you're none of those, then you can keep your opinion where it belongs. But have a nice day and thank you and walk away.
Yeah, I know that's right.
All of that, except for the fact that I don't have anybody with a ring on it. But other than that, um, yeah. But I was listening to business people.
But the business people are not always right, honey. You have to do what you feel good about. Go ahead, test yourself. Put it on the calendar. I listed this. Give it a month, maybe even a month and a half. Okay? Give it a trial period. See if you get clicks, if you get sales, and go by that. Just keep a kind of a log about what you're doing and what you're posting. And then figure out, okay, like as Kim said a little bit ago, then do a poll because you're not going to know that that person that owns that business, that's $1 million business, wants that piece of art and puts it on their wall and will pay $1,000 for it or whatever it would be. You don't know. You don't know. So give yourself the benefit of the doubt and forget what everybody else says because it's not about them. This life that you're living and that you're doing is not about the person outside. It's about the person that's in you. And through all the stuff that you've been through, it is time for you to shut that door and say, hey, it's me time. I'm going to do it no matter what. And if you don't like it, well, there's the door. Because from now on, it's Nikki time, not your time.
Girl,
Okay.
is that a t-shirt? Okay.
That's a whole t-shirt.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because like I said, you all know I'm black or white. I don't have gray.
Right.
And so when I had the white, and then I heard the black. Um, and so thank you. I needed to come back to this place instead of being at home by myself again, second guessing everything and taking everything down. And then that other part of me that said, Nikki, see, look at you. You wasted T's time. Um, just so yes, that the end.
It's all good.
You did not waste my time. You saw something in yourself that you loved and that you were happy about. So no, you did not waste my 3 hours. No. And I was proud of you, and I still am proud of you. So put it back up.
I
Okay.
love it here.
Okay, I will.
And when you put it back up, add to it.
Oh,
Matter of fact, next week I hope it's back up so you can drop your link in the chat and see. Maybe you can get a couple of sales. I'm just saying.
Yes, ma'am. Ooh,
okay. Love y'all.
Mwah! We love you right back, Nikki.
Yep.
We do. We do.
Don't forget my Chipotle, please. Chicken and steak, preferably. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Mine is veggie.
Okay, well, I'm a fat girl, and this girl right here, she got to have her protein at least once a day. Okay, so I try to eat my protein at least 4 to 6 ounces. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll eat my beans for you then.
Okay.
Look, and now you have coach in front of your name. Come through, Kristen. What? I didn't see you go from mod to coach. Girl, that is what's up.
Thank you. Yes, Misha asked me to be a coach. Thank you very much. Now you got me blushing. Stop it.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. I'm done now for real.
All right, you guys. Well, we are at 2:21, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to Kim, and then we can go ahead and wrap up. Kim?
Hold please. Gotta get my link. All right. You guys know I do journals at the end of every class. Let me share my screen. I actually have 2 journals this week. I have the regular one that's a freebie. Oh, the code is mindset all caps. Mindset all caps for the one that is just dropped. Can you see my screen? I don't remember. Wait.
We did for a quarter of a second.
I love that
with the
image.
bang bangs.
I love the image.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was saying the purple with the bang bang, so yes.
yeah. Okay, so here's the freebie. Make sure you put mindset all caps in the link. So reclaim your rhythm, move like you mean it. Welcome letter, your goal action plan. Day 1, step 1, own the avoided. Day 2, quick win energy. Day 3, face the fear. Day 4, lessons in motion. Day 5, failure equals fuel. Day 6, confidence check-in. And day 7, next move, best move. And then reflection questions, and then a couple of journal sheets. And then I have another one. I kind of like this topic. So I created a premium pack. This one has a rhythm playlist, video affirmations, rhythm reset GPT, tips, self-care checklist, mood tracker, and reflection recap. So his welcome letter, and it's hyperlinked. So you can go to each item. This is a playlist, daily affirmation with the video, a GPT, quick tips to get out of your head and into bold action, breath and reset techniques, a self-care checklist, the action plan, and then the same 7-day is in the other one. But this one also has a mood tracker so that you can track your mood per day. And that's it.
I'm gonna mess with you, Kim. So you decided to put your journal on steroids.
I did. I was playing around in here and I'm just like, oh, this could be really good. This could be good.
That is really good.
And I start because I did something else that I didn't finish because I now start working on this one. So I have a video that I'm gonna put out eventually, but I can't put it out till I update. You know how those downloads come, and I'm just like, oh, this could be for mindset. I'm like, so I ditched that one and I start working on this one. I'm just like, I haven't put out any social media this week, which is easy for me to not do but I was playing it.
We've been talking about that, ma'am.
She's working on it. She's working on it.
I know.
But as I was working through this one, I'm just like, oh, I'd like, to kind of boost this up a little bit. So this is what did I call it? The premium power pack. So
it's premium. Got some goodies. Got a whole playlist, GPT and everything. Does it come with popcorn and a blanket?
Oh, I do blankets.
You do blankets. See,
I can do that. I could put a bag of popcorn in the box and ship it.
Oh, you know what? That is a good idea.
It really actually is.
I was being sarcastic, but it really is. Come on.
And I was thinking, oh, a mug.
Oh, yes.
I love my
there y'all go. So I will say this. That could definitely be something because I know we're all enjoying summer break, but back to school starts before you know it. That'll be something good for teachers. If you have special events or something like that coming up, you want to give something special, that would be a great little bundle. Awesome. So for all my journal makers out there and blanket makers and everything else, there's a little gem for you guys. But Kim, I thank you as always. I thank each and every one of you for joining us this afternoon, spending time, providing value, getting insight, sharing insight. This mindset genuinely would not be what it is without each and every one of you. I am so grateful. And Sonia, I'm glad you caught one too. Each and every one of you make this day every week very special. As we come providing insight to you guys, we leave full as well from your kind words and energy and love. So we graciously thank you. Yeah, get that premium pack. I think I might get the premium pack. All right, Kim.
Thank you guys so much for spending a little time with us. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to pop in. Hopefully something was said, seen, heard that helps you, one, spark your creativity and move forward in your business and in your life. We don't want to be in the same position next year that we were in today. We want to be better. So, take baby steps to move forward so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. So, my goal is to be the woman that God designed me to be. I know I ain't there yet. I'm working on it, but baby steps.
And somebody asked you, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel. Why?
Go ahead and drop that link, ma'am.
My YouTube channel is kind of like a hodgepodge. She be doing a lot of stuff. She trying to figure her life out.
It's like you got one.
I do.
That's part of that baby stuff.
It's, yeah, I think that's the right one. Yeah, I've got my music on there now. That I've been creating songs with the physical products, offering them. So I've been putting the songs on there because it's easier to keep track as opposed to sending people to Suna. So yeah,
absolutely. Okay, come over here knocking it out the box. All All right, everybody. Well, I hope you have a safe, wonderful rest of your afternoon or evening. And thanks again for joining us. And we will holla at y'all guys next week. Coach.